Splash Eco Auto Spa. I'm gonna go bring us over there. The way it's going, I don't want to have it take that route, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually make it do slightly something different. You know what? It's taking a weird route here. This is kind of weird. If you notice here, it's like it's kind of making a route go like I can make a left and then a bunch of like U-turns and stuff. But let me let it rip, because that's one of the key tests I want to do is how well does the car stick with the mapped route, which often it actually does not. You know, and I'm not necessarily saying that in a negative way. It just in the 12 branch, that has been a key thing where it finds its own, it has his own mind where it overrides what the map had plotted for itself. So let's go see how it handles the situation. Let it go. All right, so FSD is right now on. And I'm trying out a new camera angle for the live stream. Hello. A slightly new camera angle. This might be a little bit more informative. I don't know. I do have my regular cameras mounted, which is what I'm going to use to do the post-processing, come up with more high quality, high resolution video. Oh wow, this guy's like coming like in the wrong lane. What's up with that, bro? What's this? Okay, anywho. So like right now it should be turning right, because then it would not have to make a U-turn. But I'm going to let it do its thing, because that's part of the test to see how does the system decide what it needs to do or not do. So it could have made a right. It should have made the right. As a human, I would have made a right there before this junction here, because that was a straighter, quicker route. It was not only shorter, but it also did not involve having to make a U-turn, which this route does. So why it does that, I don't know, but I'm putting it out there so others, if they have any thoughts about it, they can chime in and please reply or post in comments. I will see them later and I will respond to you. So what will happen is that the route that I've mapped for I'm just going to let it just do this one scenario where it's going to make this U-turn here. And after that, I'm going to take over to actually course correct so that it can be put in front of four-way stop signs and see how it handles those scenarios. And what it has done right now, right? So it has made its job way harder by picking this route. So the route selection is, I don't know what is the situation here, and it would be nice if someone in Tesla, someone up there, I mean maybe Chuck knows this. I might go see him in the morning, and we plan to do some video or something, and so I'm going to ask him. He might know what's the deal behind this. Yeah, so what it has to do, that it has to make a very sharp right now, and then very sharp left. It has to cross 3 lanes to go, and so that it can position itself to be able to make the U-turn. And see, there's a car behind me, and there's a car who's giving me a sign. It's like, go ahead, go. And so see, there you go. Like this, there's no way it can make a U-turn from here. No way, right? So now, what the heck is it doing? It's what is it doing here? It actually is making a right turn. So this is weird. See, look, there's another scenario, right? So it's making a right when the route is asking it to make a U-turn. But it's like, no, I'm not going to follow the route that is out there. Okay, this is weird, man. This is not cool what it's doing right now. And I've cleaned up all the cameras. Okay, now it's going into a neighborhood, and it's like not sure what it needs to do. Okay, so this is something I'm glad that I captured, because I took over, by the way, right now, so that I can put it back onto its course. It mapped poor route, and then when it actually went and executed on it, it did a poor job of figuring out what it needed to do. It needed to go into that Publix shopping place, and it did not make a right turn there. It just kept going straight. It had this turn signal on, but it didn't turn in there, and that confuses people around it. It's again, like I said, just not cool, man. So this needs to, hopefully this will be addressed in future iterations. So right now, again, in order for it to go to where it needs to go, it actually has decided that it needs to make a U-turn. And once again, perplexing to me, why doesn't want to make a U-turn? Like right here, it's got a U-turn scenario built in, when it just needs to make a left turn. It does not need to make a U-turn. So we shall see how this pans out. We shall see. Yeah, so this tells me that already, that the way it's positioned itself in this lane to make a turn at this intersection, that it's not going to actually make a U-turn, because if it had to make a U-turn, it would have made sure that it would go into the other lane to my left. I mean, I really hope it doesn't try to make a U-turn from here. That would be not the best way to negotiate this intersection. It will create a lot of chaos, and I'm not going to let it do it, so I'll take over at that time. You know, this is when I want another person sitting next to me who also has good experience with FSD, and so we could have a conversation and try to understand as to what exactly is going on. Why did the system do what it did? Okay, so this is good that it actually did not make that U-turn. All right, that's where I think I like the fact that it overrides the map route. That's effectively what it did. See, if you can see here, it still has a route for it to. Yeah, so now it updated the route. Now it's like, okay, I'm going to update the route. I got it. Okay, all right, cool. So we're coming up onto our very first four-way stop sign. And this is a tricky four-way stop sign. This is not straightforward. There is a lane that merge situation that will happen very quickly right after going past this stop sign. Okay, so this first one is actually, this is not a four-way stop. So my vehicle, my lane has a right of way. It's the others, they have to stop. Okay, this is great. This is fantastic. The car is making sure that it does not block the intersection. And even though there's no stop sign here, it is making sure it doesn't block the intersection, which is what it needs to do. And this is also very well handled. Great job, great job. Okay, here we go. So this is the first part which I was saying, you know, it should not have done this thing, because this lane is only making a left, and I think it's going to try to go straight now. I bet you 20 million bucks it's going to try to go straight. Well, I don't have 20 million bucks, but yeah, see, there you go. So it's yeah, I think so it's not able to figure out what it needs to go. It was not supposed to go straight from here, but it did do it. So I'm going to continue on, and I'm going to keep putting it, keep putting it through a bunch of other stop signs and scenarios, and see how it handles. All right, so first, I'm right now, I'm not on FSD right now, I'm on manual mode. I'm going to get us out of this stop sign for a minute, and then I'm going to give it a destination. I mean, this is really busy day today, so that's great that there is so much activity, because that makes it a great way to stress test the system. So now I'm going to make it go to, well, let me turn on this. This is a little bit better for me. So that's Maggiano's right there. So now I'm going to go and make it go to this. What is happening? Okay, to the Urban Outfitters, I guess. I guess the parking that I was trying to pick, or there was a P there I was trying to pick, it did not like it. Attention grabbing is spot on, I'll say that. Okay, that was a little bit jerky stop sign handling, but it's okay. It's I'm not gonna ding it. It's just what's felt a little bit like not confident. Oh, this is very interesting behavior. It actually decided to how it handled this stop sign was very interestingly. It actually did something that I didn't expect it would do, because there was this car blocking the intersection momentarily, and it actually went, and it went past it, and then it went behind it, and it did make the turn, which was great. All right, here's another four-way stop sign now. So this one, let's see how it handles. Yeah, that was not handled well. I mean, you could see that the car that had pulled over in front of it, let me say differently, it handled it in a way that it did not make it unsafe, because it may not have been visible. I don't know what it was visible on the screen, but it did slow down because of that vehicle had started to make that left turn that was in the opposite lane. But it should have stopped completely instead of like having to continue to go. I think so. Yeah. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the gears right now. I'm going to make it go to a different place. And yeah, so it's picking the wrong way to go. I mean, meaning that it's picking a way to go that I don't want it to go that way. I want it to go the way, yeah, this is how I want it to go. This is how I want it to go. Because there's heavy traffic and there is a junction coming up, which is going to have a stop sign on it. So just something interesting that, okay, what happened here is that it saw this vehicle right to my right here. Okay, that part, never mind. The vehicle is already gone, so I'm going to stick with what happens next. Yeah, so see, right now it should be, in my opinion, it should not be blocking. Okay, well, this is actually well handled. It didn't really block it. It kind of cautiously made sure that it had enough room, I think, for it to scoot forward and not block the intersection, and which is what it did. Like right now, behind me, the intersection is fully open. It's not blocked right there. Okay, this is great. Look at that. Pedestrian handling. This is fantastic. The car did not go until these pedestrians, like it knew that these pedestrians were going to cross, and it's now moving. So the pedestrian prioritization is very much spot on. I have not yet seen it. I've never seen it, never, like not even once seen it put a pedestrian in a situation where the pedestrian was, it made it dangerous for them. So, and I mean, I'm making sure that I'm always supervising so I'm ready to step on the brakes and stuff. Oh, you know what? Okay, so the left, it can't make a left here because the left is blocked. There's something happening. So I'm going to end the trip. I'm going to have to give it a new route because this, okay, no, we're not going left. Okay, so I'm going to make it do a different route. I'm going to make it go somewhere else because there is something happening there. Like they blocked the road. You cannot make a left. So here again, you can see another example. It was prioritizing pedestrians over the the fact that the vehicle was in the middle of the intersection and the light was turning red, but it stopped because it wanted the pedestrians to go first. So while that is great, I would like to see a refinement to this where, you know, the pedestrians were clearly stopped and my vehicle is in the middle of the intersection. So it should actually continue to go, because these pedestrians were like way far on the left. They were not like somewhere there was I would consider a safety potential safety issue. All right, so it's keeping an eye on these pedestrians. I mean, look at the pedestrian tracking. It's like very intense. It's making sure it has eyes on all of the human traffic around it. So coming up on the first stop sign where it has to make a left. Actually, I don't want it to make a left on this stop. I want it to make a left on a different. So I'm going to give it a different destination. All right. Oh, you know what? It happened. So it was like a little jerky. Like it was a little bit. I think so it spotted the pedestrians on the side and it's like, should I stop? Should I stop? And no. I think it's like, no, it's okay. I think these guys are not looking to go, and let me continue to go. So I see overall jerkiness is the most common aspects I'm noticing that is a little bit annoying, and I have to say that this is a hardware 3 thing, man. I mean, I did not sense this level of jerkiness in Chuck's hardware 4. I'm going to ask him if he would be open to testing in the Town Center Mall tomorrow, because okay, it made a hard stop. I think what happened is saw this person step outside of get too close to the car, so it's like, oh, let me stop. This person might be like about to dart across or something. So that was great. Okay, 4-way stop sign. Okay, now it's at right away. Boom. Okay, that's how I like it. That's how I should be handling all stop signs. This was a perfect execution of handling a 4-way stop sign. It waited for it turn, which was third vehicle to come on the intersection, and so the third one out, and that's when it left. Another 4-way stop sign. So 1 goes, 2 goes, and well, I think the bus had right away first. The bus was there before my car at the intersection, but my car actually went. So, I mean, I don't know if it has some kind of a correlation that, hey, you know what, these buses, they take a little sweet time to cross the intersection, so I think I can go. I don't know. I don't think that's the case. I'm just saying it. All right, so another stop sign. Comes to a complete stop, and it's cautious. Yeah, it's you can tell when you're driving, when you're sitting in it, when is it being cautious, and you can sense right there. Well, something's causing the car to be a little bit more cautious, and 99.9% of the time it happens because of pedestrians in his pathway or his perceived pathway. So this will be a good situation to see how the car makes us left. It's a lot of traffic here. It's I'm on a stop sign, so others have right of way. So it should wait for all this traffic to clear up, and now it should go without any delay. Well, there's one more car coming. Yes, this is great. This one is I would give it a thumbs up to how this situation was handled. Here's another four-way stop sign. So, but now this should be easy. There's no cars. There's no cars to figure out and negotiate. And it came to a complete dead stop, but it also made sure that it stopped and it went. That's great. Actually, that was really well handled, because what it did, it made sure that it did not linger at that junction, and those are the things that makes people, you know, stop using the system, because they're like, bro, you need to go now. And the more natural the system becomes, the more it's going to increase the adoption of the system. There's no question in my mind about that, because you want the system to work in a way that it's imperceptible to the human sitting as a passenger in the robo-taxi, in Tesla RoboCab, that the vehicle, is it being driven by itself, or a very accomplished, smooth human driver is actually driving them around. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop giving it a destination, and I'm going to put it onto the straight road where it encounters a bunch of those stop signs. And I want to see how it continues to negotiate that. And then also we'll want to see that it should not be making any weird left or right turns, because if you do not give a destination, then my understanding is that the vehicle should continue to keep going straight on the road that it's on, unless there is a scenario which requires it to have to make a left or a right. So something like a dead end or obstruction, things of that nature. Yes. Okay, so making a right here, and then that's when I'm going to turn on FSD, and this is where it's going to face a bunch of stop signs. Okay, let's go. Okay, right off the bat, you're making a right turn. Who's asking you to make a right turn? So see that some of these things, I don't know why it does that. I took over the vehicle. I don't want it to make a right turn. I have not given it any destination. So why are you trying to make a right turn? I don't know. And if it does that a little too often, then I'm going to have to give some destination so it can keep straight. Four-way stop sign. Okay, great. This was actually well handled. This was great. This vehicle in front on the opposite lane was like, hey, you can go first, and my car went first. Very natural handling, I would say. Very natural, very organic, and it was fluid. It was natural. It felt right. Another four-way stop sign. Okay, stop. And now it should go now. Okay, good job. It's great. Good job. It did go, which is what I wanted to see. I'm glad that it did. That was a very effective demonstration of. Oh, Ben, okay, what are you doing right now? Why are you making a left? Nobody's asking you to make a left. Yeah, so this kind of stuff okay, I'm not asking you to make a left. So why is it making a left? I don't know. I have to ask this around. I mean, I'm going to put it in my comments. When I post this video on in post-production, I'm going to put this out there asking why did that happen? Why does that happen? I like to know. So in sake of making sure that the test, I don't have to keep taking over, I'm going to go ahead and, in fact, when it does take over next time, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave a comment on the feedback because I've took over, and I'm going to leave feedback for FSD team. Okay. All right, here goes another destination. So I picked up this time Chick-fil-A It's Saturday, so it's going to be crazy there. Oh, yeah. So what about that? So these pedestrians were coming from the left. So this was great that it did stop, but it didn't need to actually stop that abruptly, or actually not stop at all, because those pedestrians had understood they were going to wait for my car to go ahead, continue on. Now, I understand that pedestrians have always had right of way over other objects. I think that's the rule. Other moving objects are always have right of way. But then it's like, I don't know. I mean, it should be keeping an eye on them from much before, but it seemed like it saw them abruptly and said, "Oh, let me stop," and it just strongly stopped the car, and so it was a little uncomfortable. And why I'm mentioning this kind of stuff is because I want to mention, because of the fact that these are the attributes where, when an average person starts to drive and make use of FSD for their daily commute, average person will not want to put up with this kind of stuff, and they might freak out and be like, "Oh, what is the car doing? I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't trust it." And they may not. I mean, then they're entitled to their opinion there, and they might be like, "Oh, I don't want to use the system again." And yeah, so this stuff has to, over time, smooth out and improve. Yeah. So what I'm actually going to do is, instead of having it go to Chick-fil-A, I'm going to do PetSmart. And please keep going straight for it. Yes, thank you. Don't make any weird map. Don't plot any weird routes, because it's been doing that. Like, it did that the first run that I did when I started this run this time. Okay, pedestrians coming from the left. Okay, this was very well handled. Very nicely handled. It's like, okay, very cautiously. And see, look at that. The pedestrians are saying thank you. And they have no idea. They're actually saying thank you to AI. So how about that? All of y'all like, "Oh, AI is going to be our doom." Well, wait till you see what comes out of how's Elon Musk, and continues to come out of it. He's going to make sure that whatever AI comes out of his endeavors are going to be humanity first. They're going to have safety in their mind first. So, all right. Yeah, so lots of traffic, lots of pedestrians. And you know what? Actually, I'm gonna do a change. I'm gonna make it go to target, because I want to see if it can make a right turn over here right away. It should be making an immediate right. It didn't do that. So let me go back to then PetSmart itself, because I'll come back to that. Okay. All right, so it's coming up on its a four-way stop sign. And this four-way stop sign is the one that is, you could say, can be the trickiest one of the trickier ones in the town center mall area, because there are multiple lanes in the form of like the ones that are the cross street that has two lanes going straight, and they don't have clear markings enough for people to understand that which lane makes a left and which lane goes straight. And we have to go all the way straight. So at this point, it has some obstruction here. All right, this actually was done very well, I would say. I like the way it handled it. What I like about that is what it did is it was cautious, but it did not stall. It can continue to keep, creeping up. It kept creeping up, and it was confident. I felt it was confident. I felt I could trust it. And then the moment it went past that vehicle in front of it, which its rear end was sticking out, that vehicle started to scoot up a little bit more, and my car went a little bit past it, and then it was like, oh, it's all clear and I'm gonna go, and it naturally and very gradually proceeded to go straight forward. Another always stop sign. This one should not be that tricky to handle, because it's not only it's the fact that it's only 3 lanes colliding or intersecting together. There's actually there's only 1 lane. It's not like the left and the right, the cross street. Those cars can only go straight. They cannot and they only have 1 lane in order for them to either go straight. Sorry, no, they can make a turn, but they only have one lane that they can be in order to either make a left or right or go straight, depending on which side they were coming from. So here we'll see what the car does, because this is a situation where it has a lot of heavy traffic and people are blocking the intersection. So my car is right now waiting. It's like, I don't want to go. Others are not respecting the right of way at all. They're just going a free willy-nilly. And my car is being a little bit cautious right now. And now it started to go. Okay, this was fairly well handled, I would say. The part that I liked is it's paying attention to these pedestrians. You can tell by now, like if you've used the system long enough, you can tell that it is extra cautious when it comes to pedestrians. It's always keeping an eye on them. Yeah, so back to what I liked about that handling of that stop sign. Okay, no, it's going right. You can't, there's nothing to go. Is it trying to go inside the store? So what I liked about the intersection was the handling of the intersection. It stayed steady. It was steady. It wasn't jerky. It was cautious, but it was steady. All right. So now I'm going to go in, not give it a destination, and see what it actually does at this 4-way stop sign. Since I've not given it a destination. Oh no, sorry. I have given a destination, sorry. No. Oh, no. Okay. So it should now keep going straight. It should continue to go straight. Great. Very well handled stop sign intersection. See, I think the key to handling stop sign intersections is that you want to be quick in the form of reacting. Like you want to come to a complete stop, but you don't want to excessively stay there, because then others will become impatient and they're going to brake. They're going to be like, okay, this guy's not going because even though this person has the right of way. And then next thing you know, they start to get confused, and then they're like, okay, I think this person's not going, and then they start to go. And at the same time, my car certainly will be like, could be like, hey, I think I should go now too. And then that creates an awkward situation. So it's just interesting. It's considering this actually as a parking spot, but it actually isn't a parking spot. It thinks that this is a parallel parking spot. So what I'm going to do now, I want to make it go past the stop sign. Right now it's in manual mode, and the car is not in autonomous driving mode. And I'm going to make it go past this intersection so it doesn't. Once I put it there, then I'm going to give it a new destination, and it's going to be for. I think they may not. That road might be closed, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to make it go to this K Jewelers. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. All right, so I think I can put the FSD right here itself. Okay, perfect. Let's see what happens. I mean, and a big reason for doing this test is, again, I mean, this is, again, key system stress test. This is real world people, pedestrians, people driving and not being patient and driving all over. Wow, very well handled 4-way stop sign. By the way, very well handled in the form of it did, again, no excessive weight, did not stall, no jerkiness, and it confidently made the intersection. It confidently went past the intersection. Why I pause is because there's a vehicle behind me. Okay, so right now, look at that. Okay, what's it's doing? I can see it's slow right now. The reason why it's slow is because it sees pedestrians right next to it, and it's keeping an eye. That's very consistent behavior. I bet you it's going to pick up speed right now. Yep, it picks up because the pedestrians are gone. So it's a good thing, but it's also not the best thing. You know what? Let's see what happens here. The road is closed, and let's see if it can see these barricades here. I'll be ready to jump over. Yes, it spots that the road is obstructed. It's obstructed. So now what are you going to do, FSD? I want you to figure out a new route yourself. All right. So it's like, yeah, I can't go there, so I'm going to keep going straight. Good job. Good job. Now stop giving it the turn signal right now, though. Stop doing that. You don't want to keep giving the turn signal. Wait for a minute. Wait for a minute, FSD. Let this car go. Okay, good job. Because that car was making a 3 or 4 or 5, I mean a 5-point U-turn. And all right, so what it's doing is it's actually going to pick a route which is going to go behind. So what it's going to do, it's going to go behind the target and all. I mean, I really hope it doesn't put it in the lane where you have the back side of stores, you know, the lane where you can go and access the back of the stores. Even though those are navigable, those are public streets, but there is another road behind it. I think that's what it's on the map, but I've seen it not, you know, respect the map route. So we'll see what it does. So it's a stop here for the target. Stop for pedestrians, it says. So it's hard to say whether it did stop for that stop sign or not, because there was a stop sign before. When I'm talking like this, like the ones in the middle here, let's see, does it know these things or not? Let's find out. Yeah, it doesn't. It's designed for stopping for pedestrians. So, but I can't say whether this is a fail scenario or not. Why? Because there weren't any pedestrians. So it continued to go straight, ignoring that stop for pedestrian sign because there were no pedestrians. But it could also mean that it did not even know that it cannot go there. It has to. Maybe it did not recognize that sign in the first place. Oh, what's happening right now? Okay. Okay, so the delivery access only. Look at that. It says no through traffic. Yeah, see, this is a, to me, the way the map is routing things has been not the best for quite some time. I do not like it. If it keeps doing this over and over again, where it picks these poor ways to go ahead and negotiate these the destinations. Oh, actually, it slowed down for that speed bump. I like that because the speed bump recognition has been spotty. That was handled well too. Yeah. So if it does keep picking these back routes, look at that, right? So this is already showing us that this is, you can't. Yeah. There's no through traffic. They shut it off. So now, in its defense, I would say maybe FSD, the map, did not know that. That could be possible. But I don't know that, right? So, all right, so I'm going to put it now back and see what route is it going to take for it to get to the destination. All right, so now it's going to have to do something creative here, because it's going to encounter those barricade that blocked road again. And let's see what it does to negotiate that to get to its destination. So first coming up on the first four-way stop sign, and it's going to make a left here. It should make a left here. It is doing that. Nice job. Car 1 went, and now my vehicle is going. Okay, this was handled without any drama. Wow, okay, what it did, it saw the vehicle trying to make a left turn. Is that what it did there? Because if it did, that was super dope. It looked like, it appeared that it did actually pause to allow this vehicle that was coming out of the parking lot to come out and make a left turn, and it allowed it to go first. And I would have done that too as a human. And beautiful, look at that. This pedestrian on my left, this young lady, she wasn't paying attention to the road, but my car was paying attention to her, and it paused and it stopped. So this was a great example of how artificial intelligence is going to make things safer in Tesla FSD. Or I should say through Tesla FSD. Okay, so that was another example where it let this Accord go ahead in front of it and let it cut through, which was nice, courteous behavior. Because if nobody gives people a chance to come out and then pick the lane they need to come out of the strip, the parking spots, the parking area to come out. If no vehicle stop for them to come out, then those people will stay there forever. So the right approach is, in my opinion, is that you pay attention to those things, and if people are looking to go and merge into the lane that you're in, or trying to go into a lane that's the opposite side, then you allow them to do that. And so it did that. It let this one car go, and then it went past, and then it continued on, which was great. Three, 4 times I've seen today. Look at that. This vehicle also, it allowed it to actually cut through. And this was such a natural way to handle this situation that that driver thought that it was me who led them through. I'm like, I didn't do anything. I'm actually right now I'm just a passenger who's being observant and is just supervising the system. Nicely done. It gave right away. It gave the way to that other vehicle that was making a left turn, even though they actually were on a stop sign. They did not have right of way. Okay, so this is good what it's doing right now, where it is making a right into the strip mall area. I mean, it's this parking lot, not the strip, and so that it can get to its destination. I guess that's how the route was also plotted, I think so. So, yeah, see again, So this could use some refinement. I mean, the pedestrians were there, but then they actually were not crossing across. They started to walk in the parallel to my vehicle, but in the opposite direction, and that would and my car noticed that. Then it started to go, but then it could have been a little bit less jerky, and it was like, oh, stop, pedestrians. I must stop right now. That's kind of how I felt what it did. Okay, this is interesting. Let me see how it does handle this situation here. It has to make a sharp left now. And people are not patient here. Like, these people are not caring for their turn on the stop sign. Okay, where are you going? I need to stop. Okay, I'm going to take over right now because this vehicle is in front of me and I don't want them to get spooked out. So I'm going to back up a little bit. And I'm manually taking it over because the intersection just became weird and stuff. So, okay, FSD is back on. Yeah, so this is good. The vehicle is like, there's a vehicle that's obstructing the road, not obstructing it anymore, and it's started to go. Yeah, so I don't like the fact that it's making a right and going to Publix. I wanted, but then that's fine. That's okay. I mean, it's at this point I gotta stop whining about the route selection. I've ranted enough about it. Yeah, look at that. I mean, this behavior is actually very consistent. It sees a vehicle in its pathway. Oh, okay. So it's choosing to go through parking lots instead of the actual malls, other non-parking lot streets. That's interesting selection of route. Very interesting. But this was great that it noticed that this car was pulling out and it stopped for it. So that was very well handled. I mean, safety-wise, I haven't seen the vehicle really do anything that it's in this whole entire drive where I would say it's put itself in a situation, either itself or others in a situation where there would be a safety issue. Mostly, again, it's the whole jerkiness, the jerkiness, the abrupt stops, and I think that is likely because of the limitations, you could say, maybe of the resource limitations of hardware 3. But I can't confirm that's a fact unless I repeat these tests with the hardware 4 vehicle, and we might do that tomorrow. I'll see if I can find out if we can get a hardware 4 vehicle and repeat these tests. So it stopped for it to make a left here. It's waiting for the traffic in front of it to clear up. Yep, that's what it was doing. And now the traffic cleared up. And so it has safely and naturally made this left turn. But I can still see, again, some of the jerkiness is there. It's like some non-smoothness is what I would say in the making the turn sometimes. And to me, it is a hardware 3 versus hardware 4 thing. Has to be, because I have not experienced this. I did not experience any such jerkiness with last time that I was in a hardware 4 vehicle with Chuck. So yeah, the reason why I didn't want it to take this route, and I never do, is because, again, it's going from the back side of these strip malls, and it's like, why are you doing that when you have main roads for you to drive on? But that's okay. All right, so we are about to come to the Publix, and it's going to negotiate a couple of stop signs there also and see if it does, what does it do. Now this Publix, and I think most Publix in my city have these diagonal parking spots, and I don't think so the car can't auto park in them right now. But I'll see if that is that is the case or not. With this newest release, maybe they have changed it. We shall see. Stop sign number 1 coming up. Okay, this one was simple and easy. There wasn't any traffic, so it was it handled it smoothly. Nothing to write home about. Another stop sign coming up. This should be fairly simple as well. And I would have liked for it to stop a little bit further up, but it's fine. Okay, so now it's stopped here, and now so this is an example. If it does try to make a left here, that means it's not respecting, it does not see the fact that you can't, this is that road is not to go left. Okay, it did not make a left in there. All right, good job. It did not make a left in there. But then it decided to make, now the turn signal has changed to right. So now when it comes to its destination, it does tend to do this where it does not, it sometimes is unsure as to what it needs to do. Instead of stopping completely at its destination, it just continues to do stuff like either keep going straight and starts to make some kind of turns and stuff. And I don't know why is that. I mean, instead of that, why does it not simply say you have reached your destination, which it does say many times? I don't know. Well, let's see if we can end this with an automatic parking, and I'm gonna pick this parking spot. Automatic parking has done, it's great. I've seen, for me it has worked all the time. Now I don't use it much because I'm fairly experienced with being able to back into slots. But that was a good demonstration of automatic parking. It parked very efficiently. Did not stall, did not stutter. It smoothly and consistently with minimal effort. So it made a slight right to scoot and put itself into the diagonal position, and then back straight into the parking spot. So I'm going to turn off the live stream. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys later.